Okay, this working is it's a job working with a bit of money in there too. You could adapt it to your own needs. Excuse me. I'm calling on Bune, who's the spirit from the Ars Goetia. uh, I will refer to my book like I normally do for anyone who's not familiar with the Goetia. So again, I'm referring to it's Lon Milo Duquette's book. I like to use S. Conley, but I've misplaced it. Okay, so Boone is a duke. He is associated with the Nine of Wands. His metal is copper, and he's a Venusian spirit, Venus. He's the 26th spirit is Boone or Bime or Beam. He is a strong, great, and mighty duke. He appears in the form of a dragon with 3 heads, one like a dog, one like a griffin, and one like a man. He speaks with a high and comely voice. He changes the burial places of the dead and causes the spirits which are under him to gather together upon uh, sepulchres. I can't pronounce that word, apologies. He gives riches and makes the magician wise and eloquent. He gives truthful answers unto demands. He governs 36 legions of spirits. So, I'm thinking he speaks with the dead. Yeah, I've many years ago, when I was dabbling a bit in necromancy, uh, I remember Boone being what's called a psychopomp. So yeah, that's a long time ago. I really need to check my book. I have many books that I have a lot of information that I noted down over the years. So I think I might just check that. But anyway, this is for basically his office is to do with riches and make the magician wise and eloquent. So that all applies to what we want. So I've got a little box rather than a jar. You could use a jar, but for some reason I was drawn to this little box. I've dressed the bottom with a few bits and pieces. I've got some bay leaves in there, some rosemary, some money powder that I make, a little bit of coffee for speed, sugar, and some protection. Yeah, hold on. I just checked the name of it because I bag these things up at times. Yeah, I put in some curse protection because I want her, I want everything to flow. And I don't want any, hiccups. And what's this one? Yeah, wall of fire. I want her protected so she doesn't run into any issues down the road. So I've made a little green doll with some green cloth that I had. I know it probably looks black, but it's actually green. I have a photograph of her and the business, etc., and a detailed petition. It's always important with regards to jobs or money that you don't actually make it brief, because it's important to make sure that you say with harm to none, or none of my loved ones or anything like that there, because money could come your way via an inheritance, or someone could get killed and you could get a payout. That's okay if you hate the person, but if it's someone you love, you don't want that. So I'm just going to bind with some gold ribbon. So she's bound to that petition and she's bound to the business. We want to sweeten her up, so I've got a lot of sugar in there as well. So for the sigil, a lot of people work sigils in different ways. I print them off the internet and I go over them with just a black pen, and I meditate on them. For people, they say the sigil flashes. I noticed that the sigil does go a bit 3-dimensional. Whereas I think these are links to the spirit. So, if you just gaze at it, do whatever, gaze at it, make your petition. When you think that, when you think you're making that connection with the spirit, then make your petition. Just, you can say it inside yourself or you can put it out. So what I've done is I've got this green candle, and I will be dressing the candle in the appropriate oils and herbs, etc. That will happen when I'm finished this video, and I'll be burning it on a candle holder on top of this little box. So I've got her doll, and that's going to go in there. Yeah, I might print out another one of these and put it on top of the doll. But what I'm going to do is put some shredded money over the top of her. A little bit more sugar. Tiny bit of cinnamon. Money oil. It's an expedite oil for fast results. You don't have to use this. I like to use it because I work with an expedite. A little bit of convince oil, because if she's depending on other people, convince oil is really good. Again, these are made by myself, so they may be hard to. I'm going to have to actually make oils and show you how I do it. That might be something I could do. Okay. Damn. What have we got here? Calamus root. Okay, I'm going to put a few bits and pieces. So a little bit more of that wall of fire. I don't know why I put things in these tiny bags. Okay, just for protection. And I will be sealing that up. Sigil, candle holder on top. I'm going to notch this over 7 nights. When that's done, I'll probably do another round of candles. It truly depends. But there we go. And I will keep this, probably maybe move it to the Santissima Muerte altar. Even though I'm working with Bune, when I'm finished a round of candle work, I like things to rest on the Holy Death altar, because I just find that things seem to be working out quite well. I find that she seems to be really coming through for a lot of clients. I need to put up, I keep getting asked about reviews and things like that, and I'm a bit, I don't know how you would phrase it, I'm a bit technology blind. So I'm thinking, is Instagram a good place to put things like that, or Facebook? I mean, I'm toying with the idea. I don't want to have too many places to manage, because I don't have anyone. It's just me, and I work half the day at another job. I will be, leaving that very soon, but I just need something that's not too difficult, and I can, maybe show reviews, because people are asking me and they seem to really want that. Even though I think a review is not a surefire way of knowing if someone is actually doing the work. I think a review can be just made up by the caster's best mate, but if people want that, I mean, I'm happy to provide it. Because I do have a lot of reviews. Some clients leave them in the comments section, I've noticed from time to time. But anyway, getting back to this. So yes, I will, I've made an offering to Bune, actually, I should say, of some water and a candle. And what I'll do is a couple of weeks of candle burning on this. We can see what happens. Once I'm finished, the sigil will go inside the box, and it'll be bound up with green or else gold yarn. And then I'll just let that sit on the Holy Death altar, and I will say to the Holy Death, first of all, that I have worked with another spirit on this. Please, can you push your energy into this for the woman in question? And we can see what happens. I was going to just pull a few oracle to wreck the place. pull a few oracle cards out of this so we can see. Now these have been shuffled. Just see if there's any little messages here for you. Okay, just the first 5 out because I have shuffled them. So we've got the Queen, which is a woman, fertility, feminine power. It's a good card. Then we've got the Earth Fairy, which is physical health and grounding and foundations. We've got the Cow, which is nourishment, abundance, seeking the sacred. That's good. That one applies to the situation, so that's quite good. And then we've got the Wind Fairy, intellectual analysis, thoughts and words. So maybe communicate a little bit more. Communication could be key. And then we've got the Frog, which is cleansing the home and release emotional baggage. I think it's important to get rid of the emotional baggage in all areas of life, because if you're carrying around a lot of emotional baggage to do with a relationship, that will spill over into your actual finances, into your work life. It's true. If you are upset over a situation, which this is all human nature, I understand that. If you're upset over a situation to do with a loved one or an ex-partner or something along those lines, that will spill over into your work life. So you have to be very diligent at making sure that you keep those two things separate. Very, very, very important to train your mind to think positive, because at the end of the day, if you're negative all the time, all you will breed is negativity. So please, please, please change that mindset up. It's really important. You visualize you visualize your job, your situation, and you meditate on that and draw that in. And along with the spell, I can guarantee that things will change in your life. It's negative thought patterns that are really the killer. And a lot of people think, oh, I've got a spell on it. The spell will do, the job, etc. I think at the end of the day, you really need to put your part in as well, because you can't be totally dependent on me. I can do so much, but I can't go out there and bring in clients or whatever it is, for people. Another thing is, everyone is different and everyone has different views on candle spells. But I just think sometimes you just need to put it out there and actually do a working that involves spirits, because spirits, in my opinion, will amplify your spell. I'm not telling you to go out and work with random spirits or whatever, but just lighting a candle, well, sometimes I guess it is enough. It depends on your willpower and stuff. But with regards to work and things like that, yeah, but I'm more going into love work, which is probably a separate video. But for breaking up couples and for making someone love you and all that, I really think you need spiritual work rather than just a candle. But that's in my opinion, and people will argue with that they've got enough willpower to cause change. But maybe I don't know. But over the years, I've called in spirits, and I've witnessed faster results, quicker results, more long-lasting results. But everyone is different. So that's a little money box working with Bune, Duke Bune. So please, I can't talk. Feel free to contact me at thehouseofmagick@gmail.com. Any feedback with regards to social media, whatever. I'm going to be offering some free readings within the next week or so. So I don't even know how I'm going to go about that. People that subscribe and stuff, and just choose random people. I'll have to decide very soon. I'm going to come on here on a Sunday and do a few readings, or maybe a Friday. I'm not sure. We'll see how it goes. houseofmagick@gmail.com.